Hello, everyone, and happy Friday. Well, we are going to bring on Friday how to lower your anxiety, not using yoga or pranayama, but sound therapy, sound healing. And that we have Sheei. She is joining me from Dubai. She is a sound healer as well as an instructor, and she has done fascinating work. So, welcome and thank you so much for joining, Sheei.
Thank you so much. Namaste to you. Just correct you, I'm based in Istanbul, but right now at this moment I'm on a retreat in Dubai, so that's why I joined from Dubai. Otherwise, I live in Istanbul.
Okay, wonderful,
Thank you
beautiful.
so much for having me today. It is
Absolutely.
nice in here.
Thank you. So let's just understand the concept of using sound therapy to help with anxiety. And we know that all of us have been feeling some kind of anxiety in the last 2 years with the world going in the lockdown. So explain to us, please.
Yeah, sure. The way that I approach any sort of mental or physical problem is from the holistic perspective. So let's understand what is anxiety, and then we can understand how sound healing can help us. Basically, anxiety is when there is a conflict within what we perceive in the reality is not matching with what we think it should be. So in most of the cases, there are some emotions involved that is not fulfilled. For example, we feel like we need to know what's going to happen in the future. We need to be certain about certain things. We need to have control over some aspects of our life. And these are actually human needs, or some other aspects of our emotions are not being fulfilled. And therefore, what we see, what we perceive in the reality, and what we feel inside, there is a conflict between them. And this conflict usually is the source of, let's say, stress and in a deeper level, anxiety. So, as you said, what we experienced for the last 2 years was kind of manifestation of what exactly the definition of anxiety in a holistic way. So, sound healing, to just give you in one sentence what sound healing can do for us, is basically using the sound, the power of sound, the power of vibration, the energy of the vibration as a medium to tune back the body, understanding that the body, like any other physical object in this world, is made out of particles who are moving and vibrating. Therefore, it has certain kind of energy. And once, because of the influence from within or from inside, from outside or from inside, this vibration changes, this energy changes. It could be biochemistry of the brain because of certain food habit. It could be certain emotions that we experience, that they have different kind of energies. Once this balance changes, we experience something that is not pleasant. And sound healing can help us tune the body back. Therefore, when we listen to those healing frequencies that are very tuned with how the natural frequency of the body should be, we just deeply feel like relaxed, as if that conflict inside of us suddenly subsides, it keeps quiet. And it helps us to relax, it helps us to calm down, and in this way helps us to get over what is scaring us, that is what is creating conflict within us, that could be the source of anxiety. So most of the people who are experiencing anxiety, they have difficulties to relax, they have difficulties to focus, they have difficulties to maybe sleep in the night, because they worry so much. And sound healing can basically create a safe platform. So, whatever it is, just come back to the moment, come back to this body, and get back to your balance and rest. Because if you rest, if you are calm, if you're relaxed, you can always find either a solution for things that can be changed, or accept things that cannot be changed, or perhaps try to find a better perspective to redefine them for yourself. Yeah, to maybe come out of that emotion that is causing the anxiety.
Yeah, no, no, I think that's beautiful. So now there are so many different types of sounds. We all know that, right? So talk to us a little bit about the type of sound that will help us relax.
Mhm. I must tell you something little bit about the music. See, music as a form of a sound which is harmonic and rhythmic has this quality that bypasses our cognitive and gets, penetrates into our emotion, bypassing our cognitive. Therefore, each and every one of us, when we listen to certain kind of music, it awakens the same kind of emotion to us. So I look at myself and I ask myself, how do I feel? Yes. And based on the feeling that I experience at the moment, I choose the kind of music and the kind of sound that can be useful for me. Yeah. Of course, sound healers, they are using different kind of instrument to basically create the form of sound that can be healing. But any form of rhythmic, melodic, and harmonic form of sound or music can actually help people to come back to that center, to feel grounded, to feel relaxed with themselves. And this is sound healing. For example, listening to the sound of a mother telling the stories to her children, or listening to the sound of drum being played in the nature, or sometimes listening to the sound of waves crashing into the shore. These are all different form of sound healing. It does not need to necessarily be something specific. But of course, like in the realm of sound healing, we are talking about different instruments such as singing bowls, such as drums, such as different kind of flutes, different kind of gongs. These instruments have the capacity to create a form of a sound which has a specific kind of qualities. I don't want to get too much into the detail and of technicality of what is the difference between these kind of sound and, for example, a sound of a piano or a sound of a guitar, but just tell you in a nutshell, these kind of instrument, they can create a form of a complex sound that when you listen to, you hear different kind of sounds. Like you hear a fundamental, which is usually a very low tone, and then you can hear also the overtones separately. Yeah. So in this way, one instrument can basically resonate with different aspects of your body. Whereas in piano, for example, or guitar or a violin, you might not be able to differentiate the overtones. That I must say, it's the only difference between them. Otherwise, they all do the same.
Okay, so talk to us. Let's just talk to us about a session that you would give to a client, right? So, just on a high level, what does it entail? Like, someone who is suffering from anxiety, do they come to you multiple times, or is it one time, like a 60 minutes? Just talk to us a little bit on the detail, because I think it'll help a lot of people who have been suffering from anxiety. What to entail?
Yeah, sure. I mean, when you want to choose a sound healer, it's also important to connect to that person, because your therapist need to understand the source of your anxiety. Why is this important? Because as I told you before, the sound that you're going to listen to is going to directly penetrate to the emotions that you want to work with. But your awareness or your intention to want to connect to that emotion also is very important. Therefore, when you connect to your therapist and you explain what is it that you feel, your therapist also will be able to tune you into that emotion consciously, to actually open up to that emotion in case it awakens during the session. So you could find peace, you become grounded, you start to relax, and you tap into, let's say, the kind of energy that is reminding you of something that has always made you feel home or feel safe. Yeah. And then after that, you start to work with that emotion, because it becomes in this kind of environment, it becomes kind of safe to work with this emotion. So a session looks like, you come, you meet your therapist, you explain how what your problem is, and you listen to practical recommendation what to do, and you understand the virtue of deep relaxation. How is it going to help your anxiety, and how is it going to help you to overcome the anxiety in the future? Because it's not important that at this moment you feel good, but you should learn something that when it happens in the future, what would you do with it? Then after that, typically in a sound healing session, the client usually lay down on a comfortable bed, which is usually a little bit firm to basically not to absorb the vibration, but to transform the vibration into different part of the body. And then you will see the sound healer to put different kind of instrument around the body, mostly around the head. And then after guiding the client into a deep meditation to relax and to connect to the moment, the therapist will start to play this instrument according to the journey that he have created in order to make you feel relaxed and deal with the emotion that you're dealing with, and then at the end eventually bring you back to your own ground and your own body and your own element of safety and peace and tranquility. It might take some time, around 45 minutes to 60 minutes, and of course, just like every spa experience, the sound spa or a sound session also needs to be repeated, especially if people have difficulties to relax at the first session. Maybe they can repeat the same session one time, two times, three times, for as long as they feel like they learn what does it mean to relax and what is the virtue, what is the benefit of deep relaxation. Because our body is actually very intelligent. It has all the information that it needs in order to heal itself. But when we don't give a chance to the body by constantly staying in this anxious, state of mind that is putting us into fight or flight mode, we don't give a chance to the body to relax and take care of all the other organs. So perhaps anxiety by itself cannot be a dangerous situation, but it can create a lot of backlog for the body, because the body wants to take care of a lot of work in the liver, a lot of work in the immune system, a lot of work in the digestive system, wants to clean the gut, wants to take care of kidneys, muscles, but the central nervous system is not letting the brain to basically relax and take care of those works. It's constantly giving this let's say command to the body that I'm in danger, something unknown might happen to me, therefore let's stay alert. And the prolonged state of being alert is very toxic, because we all know what it does to us. We all have experienced it during this year. I have met people who told me they didn't even know what panic attack means, but during the lockdown they experienced it for the first time. So I think it's high time right now for us to, first of all, understand our body, how the body functions. Our body needs to relax. We need to, after an active day, we need to slow down, calm down, rest, sleep properly. If we don't do that, we are basically deliberately damaging our immune system and making our body weak and prone into weaknesses.
I think you beautifully explained a lot of things that most of us have been feeling for the last couple of years, and how sound therapy can help all of us towards the healing process. So it's a quick 10-minute session that we bring on a daily basis, just to give an idea of how different type of therapies can help us, all kind of health concerns ranging from anxiety to hormone health. Anything else you'd like to add, Sheei, before we wrap up the session today? Thank you so much. It's been very insightful, informational session.
I thank you. It was great also to connect with you. I hope your audience also take benefits from this. And if they have any question, they can always reach out to me on my website. It's soundtherapycenter.org. I would be happy to answer any of the questions or connect with you in another level.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone, for continue to support us. Have a great weekend. That's all I can say. And connect with nature and sound and start the healing process. With that, bye-bye.